to Mint Rabbit Creates, where I show you how to create a character in a system that I like to play. Today we're going to be taking a look at Wild Blue. It's also known as Adventures in the Wild Blue Yonder. It is a D6 system. It is one of the first systems that I ever played, and it is based off of an adventure module called Lady Blackbird. It's designed by John Harper, and Lady Blackbird is a preset adventure. It has pre-generated characters. It's meant for a short time of play, 1 session to 3 sessions. But as time has gone on, people who are fans of this system have expanded on this and created a companion that you can use, which is also free online for you to be able to make your own characters. That is found on the link here of this character sheet, which I've created for Google Docs. I'm going to be providing the link to the Google Docs on the video, so if you go to that link and you click on this link here, you should be able to get your very own Lady Blackbird companion, which is found here. To make your own copy of this character sheet, we're going to File, and we're going to click Make a Copy, and then we're just going to rename it. And we will be set up for character creation. The next part that we're going to take a look at is the traits. So the traits are going to not only tell us a little bit about our character, they're also going to give us the stats we need to figure out how many dice we're rolling to do something. In this system, when you want to do something, you choose the relevant trait and you use what are called tags to add dice to your dice pool. You roll a pool of d6s. A 4, 5, or 6 is a success, and the number of successes are determined by how easy or difficult the task is. Your traits are going to be very descriptive words, as are their tags. So let's take a look at some of our options. You can see that the traits are kind of a generalized category, and then the tags are going to be words that are descriptive that are part of that category that you can pull from when you think the action that you're doing falls in line with those words. So for example, if we were to take assassin and we wanted to shoot somebody from a distance, we could use perhaps crossbow, deadly, and ruthless to be able to add dice to the pool. You're going to get to choose 4 traits and 16 tags. So you could put 4 tags in each trait, but you could also put, for example, 5 tags in one trait and then 3 tags in another, or 6 tags in one trait and then 2 tags in another, if you want to be very, very good at certain things. And you're always going to be able to add more tags to your traits as part of character advancement. So for this character, I think we're going to start off by taking the engineer trait, and we'll take 4 tags from the engineer trait to start us off. Let's take mechanic and repair. I think we're also going to take spare parts and toolkit. Which is going to give them a very specific pool of being able to fix things. They might not be as good at taking things apart or breaking things apart, but it's a solid start for something that they're very, very good at. I think the next trait that we're going to take is something that is more focused on their, maybe their personality, or something that's a little more general. So let's take keen. That's a little more of a generalized tool, and I think we're going to give them 5 tags for that. So let's take danger and sense motives. We can take observant and watchful. And I think we're also going to take common sense. These are a little more general categories. They can be a little more useful for a broad number of applications, which is why I wanted to give them a lot of tags in that specific trait. Let's see what else we have here. We could give them something that's a little bit more focused on their personality more than anything else. So for example, let's try, well, resilient has 3, so we can start with that. Iron will, oh no, it has 4. It has 4, so let's give that one resilient. Tough, relentless, and escape. Now, in cases where there's traits that have less tags, it doesn't mean that you run out of tags to add when you run out of the tags that are on the PDF. This is a system that heavily encourages creativity, so if you can think of a tag that makes sense for the trait, you could add that. So for example, for resilient, you could perhaps put scarred and use that as another dice down the road. You probably will want to run it by the person who's running the game. But for the most part, it's pretty easy to come up with new words that are going to be descriptive enough and match the trait category. And I think the final ability that we're going to take is going to be one that's magic related. Anything that ends in the word blood is going to be magic related. So Stormblood gives you the ability to control storm-like powers. Stoneblood gives you the ability to work with and control stone. So I think we're going to give our character Stoneblood down here. And I know Petrify was one of the tags, as was, let's take a move through stone and shape rock. Both of those look really interesting. There's only 3 tags for this one. This character is probably going to be a little less experienced in their magic powers, so perhaps maybe this is something that they've just started with and they're still learning how to control. So that there is our traits. So now that we have our traits figured out, we can start to pick out our keys. Keys are going to be the way by which we gain experience points, and it's also something to tell us about our character motivations, our character personality. It gives us direction. You can see that there's some explanation here about what happens when you hit a key. You can take an experience point or add a dice to your pool, up to a maximum of 10. And if you get into danger because of your key, you get 2 experience points or 2 pool dice, or 1 experience point and 1 pool dice. Once you've accumulated 5 XP, you earn an advance, and you can spend an advance on one of the following. You also have a buy-off. If the buy-off condition occurs, you have the option of removing the key and earning 2 advances. So let's take a look at how that works. So if we take a look at keys, let's use the key of banter as an example. You have a knack for snappy comments. Hit your key when you say something that makes the other players laugh, or when you explain something using your pilot techno jargon. Your character is a bit of a jokester. They're somebody who likes to talk. They're very witty. So if you like playing a jokey kind of character, or you like making a lot of jokes at the table, the key of banter is probably a really good key for you. It also has a buy-off, however, the buy-off being everyone groans at one of your comments. So if you decide that you don't really want to use the key of banter anymore, maybe you want to pursue a different character direction, you can choose to get your buy-off. It is something that you might need help with the other players to get to the point where you've done something that buys off your key. And then once you do that, you can focus on a different aspect of your character and even pick up a new key if you'd like. So if your character is no longer taking the key of banter, they might be taking the key of the coward. And so that reflects a character who maybe doesn't want to take a joke kind of outlook on life anymore because they're too scared. And they're trying to do everything they can to avoid something that's potentially dangerous. So that's one way that you could buy off one key and then pick up another. For this character, I'm going to start off with the key of the deal. You love making deals and getting things just right. So you hit your key whenever you bargain, exchange favors, or strike a deal. So let's put that here. Copy and paste. There we go. And we still can take 2 more keys. Even though there's 5 spots here, character creation only allows for 3 keys. Now, I'm also going to take the Key of Hidden Family because I think it's a really interesting way to tie in my character with the other characters of the party. They're the long-lost sibling of one of your companions. You hit your key when you protect or nurture them. And you bite off and you dishonor or betray your sibling. So this is a way to tell us something about my character's motivations. My character's motivations are to protect somebody who doesn't know that they're related. This is something that you are probably going to have to clear with the table. In fact, with pretty much all of the keys, it's a good idea to talk about what you want to buy with the rest of your table, because you want to make sure you're taking keys that other players are willing to roleplay along with, and you're going to want to take keys that make other players feel comfortable. You don't want to take a key that is not going to allow for a fun experience at the table, and that depends on the people that you're playing with. Alright, so the final key I think we're going to take is the Key of Greed. You like shiny things. Hit your key when you steal something cool or score a big payoff. Now this is something that I could take for a number of reasons. Maybe I'm telling the GM that I want to have a lot of adventures where I get to steal things. But I could be taking this because I want to start with a greedy character, and I want to experience character progression where they start to care about things. Maybe the Key of Greed is going to come into conflict with the Key of Hidden Family. So at that point, I'm going to have to come to a decision, and I might have to swear off stealing in order to make my hidden family member happy. I could also take a key of something that I don't have any skills for and that I want to work towards. So for example, with the Key of the Deal, maybe I want to become a better salesperson. And even if I don't have anything right now that's going to help me, I might decide to pick up tags down the road that reflect my desire to become a good salesperson. So yeah, those are our keys. The thing that we want to remember when we are putting together our keys is that just like traits, they can be homebrewed. You can come up with your own key, your own character motivation or personality. You're still going to want to work with your group and your GM to come up with one, and you're also going to want to make sure that you're creating a buy-off for it. Now, similar to keys, secrets can also be homebrewed. You can make your own. You can see that there's spaces for 4 secrets here, but for character creation you choose 2. Secrets can be found here on the companion PDF. Now, secrets are special abilities that only your character can do. This is important. You can overlap traits and tags with other players. And you can overlap keys with other players, but you cannot overlap secrets with other players. Once you take a secret, other people cannot take it. There are less secrets available than there are keys and traits. So if you want to create your own, this is a really good place to really get creative and make your own secrets, but definitely you're going to want to clear it with your game master first. For this character, I think I am going to start by taking the Secret of Inner Focus. Once per session, I can re-roll a failure when doing sorcery. Now, remember that sorcery is something that we don't really have a lot of tags for right now. So this is probably going to be pretty useful, especially near the beginning, but even still down the road, because I'm going to increase my chances of success when I'm rolling from my Stoneblood trait. I'm also going to be taking the Secret of Teamwork. When assisting an ally, you may give them more than 1 pool dice. When it comes to teamwork, it's something that you can do even if you don't have this secret. You have a dice pool, which is maximum 10d6, and you can use these dice to increase your chances of success for a certain roll. This pool does refresh when you undergo a refresher scene, which is a scene where you can talk to other players, experience a flashback. It's a chance to kind of expand the roleplay experience in this game. And when you assist an ally, you can give them a single dice from your pool, and if they succeed, that dice is gone, but if they fail, that dice comes back to your pool. The Teamwork Secret allows you to increase the amount of dice you can give to another character, so that's a pretty cool thing to have in your secrets. The last thing that we want to know about secrets is that secrets do have a requirement when you are purchasing them after character creation. So for example, the secret of leadership, it requires that you are an official or de facto leader of a group of people before you can acquire that secret. At character creation, that's just considered part of your backstory. But after character creation, if you buy a secret, you do have to meet the requirement. And that's something you're probably going to work with your GM to make sure that you can get chances to get that requirement. But with that, we are done our character. So yeah, thank you for watching this tutorial and happy gaming!